Let's jump into this first story from timcast.com. Jury finds Amber Heard defamed Johnny Depp in trial verdict. Woo. Heard ordered to pay $15 million in damages, but I don't think that's where it ends. There's some caps, and I think Johnny does owe some to Amber. So let's read. The 7-person jury reached a decision around 3:20 p.m. on June 1st after deliberating for a cumulative 12 hours over 3 days. Heard has been ordered to pay $15 million in damages. However, $5 million of that amount applies to punitive damages, which the state caps at $350,000. In Heard's countersuit, Depp was found guilty of 1 of 3 counts of defamation. Depp was not present in the courtroom at the time the verdict was read, although he did teleconference in from the United Kingdom. Depp filed the defamation suit against Heard for $50 million after alleging the op-ed she authored for the Washington Post damaged his reputation. His legal team said the actress presented herself as a public figure representing domestic abuse, which had financial consequences for her ex-husband, even though it never specifically included his name. And he's won in a huge blow for the Me Too movement with all of these just, believe all women narratives, just no matter what. Well, now we know that Amber Heard wasn't being honest. And also the corporate press, the Washington Post, that uncritically ran this story, which is what they often do. And then they want to hide behind, but it was someone else's opinion. Well, here we are. I don't know if I missed anything in that story, Brett. There's more details you think we should mention?
The most important one that I think a lot of people leave out is that she didn't write the
That's
op-ed.
right. Thank you.
It was drafted by an ACLU lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah.
If I can remember off the top of my head. And that was basically done to coincide around the time of her leaving Johnny Depp. And we talked about it today. There's a lot of really weaselly language in that op-ed. I was surprised how short it is. I hadn't read it in a long time. I skimmed it when it first came out, right? And when we went back through it the other day, it's only about a paragraph. It's a couple paragraphs long. Wow. And most of the stuff about Johnny Depp could be inferred in that first paragraph, and the rest of it is just very, very generalized language. So that's why I was surprised that he actually did end up winning.
So this sounds like a hoax.
I think it was
She
done.
didn't write it?
She did not write it. It was drafted basically by somebody as an ACLU lawyer because she was a spokesperson for the ACLU on domestic violence.
Wow.
And that's a problem because it was done at the time of of them getting separated and divorced.
This is more than just Me Too and corporate
big.
press. This is a hammer to the face of the narrative machine.
I don't know if it's just because I'm pretty black-pilled about all of it, but I was very surprised that he just because the language was so vague and done in such a way without naming him at all. She even says when she talks about domestic violence, she doesn't infer him specifically. Mary on the show even posited, she's she could be just saying, what if she's just a spokesperson for domestic violence, not necessarily somebody who has actually had gone through domestic violence. I said, yeah, but who actually does that? Who becomes a spokesperson for something they didn't actually experience?
Right.
I'm curious. Did anybody here know about this before this defamation case came to
Negative.
Yeah.
You did?
I remember when they published this story, and it was who is she talking about? And they're she was obviously talking about Johnny Depp. Yeah.
Well, so
then when he got booted from Pirates, and he got booted from Dumbledore?
Yep.
Or not from Dumbledore, from Harry Potter?
Yeah, from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. That was the one that I think is actually worse.
But they did him a favor, to be honest, because this movie sucked.
Yes, which is odd.
Maybe it would have been good if Johnny Depp was in it,
Yeah, you never
I'm
know.
kidding. There's no possible way. Could have been good.
That was one of those things where I was that one felt more realistic to me because that was dealing with J.K. Rowling, who's a main producer and writer on those movies, which is another reason because she can write books. She's not very good at writing scripts. It's a completely separate skill set.
Bad.
But it's one of those things where she knows what that's like to deal with people defaming her and saying stuff about her beliefs. So to have that come out and have her not support him, that felt more more tangible to me than the stuff about Pirates of the
This was 3.5 years ago she wrote this op-ed.
Yep.
I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change.
Please.
And it was not even drafted by her.
Nope.
This is what the reality of this country is. These big machines, the corporate press, these big nonprofits, these big NGOs, it's fabricated. It's a narrative machine. They're not telling you about reality. It's completely inauthentic.
She also never paid off she pledged the money from her divorce settlement to both the ACLU and then what was the other one? It was a hospital, like a Los Angeles Children's Hospital, and she said that she donated it, but she did not donate it. She pledged the money and then blamed Johnny Depp for saying, "Well, you're suing me. How can I give them the money now? Because I have to pay. I may have to pay you back." So it's.
Wow.
Did anybody read her press release after
No.
Pull it up. It's
Was it where? It's on our Instagram, right?
Yeah.
it's like a
Hannah Claire sent it to me earlier.
screenshot.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
The gaslighting is real.
It's really bad.
Yep.
Oh, this
yeah,
is too long. I don't care about what she has to say.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't either. That's fair.
Here's what's better. In a story from the Babylon Bee, uncanceled, Amber Heard hired by the Daily
gosh.
Wire.
Amazing.
Good on you, Ben Shapiro. Good on
it.
you.
Her and Gina Carano can make a buddy cop comedy.
Oh my God.
This
Amazing.
from the
really.
Babylon Bee was brilliant. Amber Heard hired by the Daily Wire.